it should be okay. As long as we're not, like, again, as long as we're not actively losing money. General Secretary, your treasury is becoming scarcer by the day, or scarier by the day. Reserves are being depleted, and there's not enough money in the budget. Indicators are falling down. Okay. Turn on the printing press. Take out a loan. So why do we not like this? DEFCON is equal to 5. France, we would need France to really like us. Political authority, we have so much political authority right now. Intelligentsia, military leadership is not that. I mean, we have a lot of military. Civil activity plus 50. Consensus unity. Turn on the presses. What is civil activity at right now? I'm not too sure. Rapid privatization. I mean, I kind of don't want to increase prices of goods. But also decreasing access to normal goods also sounds bad. All of these sound bad, to be honest with you. I mean, -10. The economy is bad. Yeah, look, I know the economy is bad, okay, idiots? I'm aware of this. That the oil is really has been bad for us. Sure, let's increase prices of goods. I don't like it. I don't like it, but the oil crisis. Another meeting of oil ministers of the OPEC country took place, at which the principles of banning quotas and price coordination were confirmed. By 1988, you will have the South Ossetian things in Georgia. I mean, it sounds bad for sure. Plus $75. We even have political authority. Income from oil exports -5. So it's a cash injection right now. I don't care about the Arab world enough to not give me a $75 cash injection. So I'm doubling oil. I'm basically flooding the oil market right now. Okay. So this is about the Iran-Iraq war. Last time we stayed neutral. I think this time we want to back Iraq. What are the penalties for this? Control of Iraq and all regions go down by 5. Monetary, I mean, it costs us $25 to do it. Iran hates us, but again, that's fine. Israel and Pakistan hate us. Syria won't like us too much. Libya will like us less as well. I mean, it costs $25. What else? What are the positives? Iraq likes us more. The United States, other countries in the Arab world and Western Europe will like us more as well. If we do it covertly, we get like all the same negative modifiers are just not as bad. Sure, we'll ally we'll ally with Iraq. He's a cunning and slippery like a snake, but at least he's not a threat to our underbelly. We decided to support Saddam Hussein's regime and have shifted our policy to an open, into the open, signing official agreements to supply Iraq with weapons, humanitarian aid, and subsidies. Meanwhile, we have frozen economic partnerships with Iran until Tehran sees its aggressive foreign policy. Now, I'm pretty sure Iraq invaded Iran, but we're not going to worry about that too much here. Yeah, so I'm guessing because we're now on the same side, the war modifier will probably not be as bad, which is beneficial for us. You all cost money, right? Supply secretly. Iraq will like us more. 15, but it's so expensive. But we are going to secretly supply you, I think. Army loyalty, is it positive? Not really. Combat readiness is... Yeah, we'll deploy war specialists for now. Sounds good. Placing an advisor will improve your performance in war. Do I not have an advisor? Oh, I got to assign one. Okay. Reasonable. 25 political... Oh, yeah, sure. Why not? There we go. Put an advisor into the war. I mean, they got the backing of us, the United States, and France. How could Iraq possibly lose? Right? I don't think it's even possible. The Congress of the CPSU is declared open. It's time to elect a new composition of Central Committee. Of course we're going to go... No, not against. We could act against the reformers. Negative 74. Negative 28. Everyone will like us. I mean, I have a lot of political power. I probably should be spending it on something. Get the liberal Democrats out of here. Can't trust them. During a speech, Vladimir Zhbitsky took to the floor with criticism of support. Took to the floor with criticism of the support of conservatives, according to the leader of the party in the country. Wait, what? I clicked. Did I not? No, it's the Liberal Democrats. Maybe this might just not be. This probably is like a typo. We won't worry about that for now. You should also place a 4-star advisor in Afghanistan if you haven't already. I don't think I have a 4-star advisor. I only have 3s. Like I don't think I have anybody better than a 3 in here. Oh no, there's few. He does not want to actually do it. So I don't think I have anybody who's 3 stars that I can actually appoint to this conflict. Yeah, I mean, right now, conservatives have by far the most power, which I'm happy to see. Yeah, so you're 3 stars. I have no assigner. Did I unassign you here? Whoopsie. Put you in charge of... Man, Angola, I mean, we should just win. I don't see how we lose. At least right now. Again, we're still losing money. Oil is only at a -5. Right? It's only at a -5. It could be a lot worse. Is there anybody that we can trade with? Liberalization. Separatist movements are not really doing anything yet. We can trade with Burkina Faso. They'll give me some amount of money. How do I get China to not hate me so much? It really is just like the war in Afghanistan. They despise that. They really, really hate it. And I'm not too sure how to make them happier with me, other than purposely lose the war in Afghanistan, which I'm not going to do for obvious reasons. Soviet aviation under threat. Okay, March 86 will go down. History is a turning point in a shadow war in Afghanistan. Oh, yeah, this one. Okay, so Ronald Reagan has given these guys Stinger missiles, which is very rude, by the way. Extremely, extremely rude to do that. Oh, I'm playing as the 4-star advisor? God damn it. Can I send myself down there? I mean, that would be good for us, I would have to assume. Non-labor income. Information has come in at 3 colonels of the Kremlin region. I've put themselves. Okay, so this is the illegal money operations. What do we have? Adopt a decree. Corruption goes down. Less access to luxury goods. Services go down. Conservatives will like this a little bit. And we get $15. Is there anything that's like a passive? I mean, that's if... Oh, no, this is actually guaranteed. The rest of them could go well or they could go poorly. Corruption goes up. We could just reject it outright. It cost us money. And again, I don't want to do this. We can legalize individual entrepreneurship. Which... I don't know if we don't think we need to do this. We can just propose. We can just postpone it. Yeah, we'll propose the issue, and it'll never come up again. Boom! There we go. Fantastic. That cost me no money. Commissioner Katani. Economic corruption in the USSR in the early 1980s became all-encompassing and, in essence, legal, especially in Central Asia. Okay, so this is if we want to investigate everywhere. Which I kind of want to do. Again, we have the authority to do it. Party authority goes up by 100. More loyalty for the conservatives. Now, we'll go everywhere outside of Uzbekistan still for you. And very, very soon, we should be having Chernobyl. We're so poor. China, look, get out of here, China. I don't want to deal with your shit. I don't want to deal with your shit, okay? Please, please. You've got to understand. You got to see where I'm coming from, okay? Anything here that we can do? I mean, this would make us money. But again, China will hate us even faster than before. It costs us 25 bucks, and we're still losing money, man. We're still losing 16 a month. Less than 100, we get penalties. If less than 70, we get penalties. For every 10 above 70, we get service sector bonuses. So we want civilian technology to be better, but I also can't afford it. Due to, is it still about oil? No, oil's kind of like stabilized, but it's still bad. Let's cut down a little bit. Just a tad, we'll cut down on bribery. For every 10 greater than 50 in corruption. Like we're increasing corruption in the Soviet Union by doing this envelopes. So let's cut down on that. People will just do what I want them to do. What I want them to do just for the love of the game. You cut down on diplomatic actions. Yeah, but the problem with that is that it'll make China, the United States, and France hate us more. And if we get below like 15 relations, then we get like a big penalty for it. And I don't want to. That'll be worse, I think, in the long run. The bombing of Libya. I mean, of course we want to protest you, because Libya is one of our friends. Remain neutral. Yeah, I mean, we got to protest. I can't do anything else. Because our combat readiness is bad, because we just had that spat with China. So we'll do a little bit of a protest. I think beginning of next month, we should have Chernobyl, presumably. Yes, okay. So this is where we lost last time, but we're going to make it further than this. Okay. So what do we want to do? What do we want to do? Classify as a secret. The effects will reduce each year. Everyone will hate me. Including even everyone within the USSR is going to hate us. How much money do you cost? You don't cost any money. So that is something. Shut down the NPP and start a campaign against nuclear power in the country. It's not what I want to do. Consensus ecology, civil. I think these penalties are gonna happen like no matter what I do. You cost 50. I mean, we're getting plus 30. Wait. Why are we so rich? Oh, it's because we're no longer bribing everybody. It's because we're no longer bribing everybody. We're actually making cash hand over fist. Well, actually, it's kind of funny because we're no longer bribing everybody, right? The economy, we're making way more money in the economy, which actually makes everybody like us more because they love that the economy is doing well. So what if we like cut back on we cut down on all bribery and just use the bribe money to make people's lives better? It's an idea. It's an idea. I think we'll just make it public. We have the cash for it, but I think it's going to allow us to urgently dealing with this shit has to be important, right? It's got the least negative penalty. It costs the most, but we're going to do it, and we're not going to lose the game. This is further than we made it last time. Oh, you know what we should do, actually? Let's save. Enter, this is, I don't know, let's play. It doesn't like that there's a space. Okay, we'll just call it LP for short. So where are we? We are currently in between all of you. So we're more left than left pragmatism. We're less authoritarian than paternalistic conservatism. We're just like hanging up over here, you know? Just living our best life. Okay, get me out of here. Previous. Yeah, this game, by the way, it does not have an autosave feature, so we actually should be saving like way. There isn't an option for that, right? There's not an autosave option. There is an autosave option. Why is this not on by default? Apply. Thank you. I probably did not need to restart this from scratch if I knew that there was an autosave. I would have just gone back to an autosave and try to fix this before. But, you know, it is what it is. What were we doing? Because now I'm not... Because, like, what do we get for the envelopes? It's loyalty. And we get more political points. But we're getting a ton of corruption. There's an autosave option? Why is it off by default? It doesn't make any sense. What if I cut this to 0? That's, you know, it's every point above 50. So let's go down to 50 on you. That's going to give us a plus 80. And with that plus 80, we can probably spend that on something more important. What would be good for us, right? What would be, like, beneficial to spend this extra money now? I've got 32 hours in the game, and I didn't know. That's crazy. Values of funds in any economic stimulation, science expenses higher than the contribution to infrastructure will not have any effects. The value of funds in any economic stimulation and science expenses. So I'm guessing each of these cannot be above 180. Oh, nothing in here can be above 180. Okay, I see. Heavy industry, light industry. For every 10, less than 100. The market share taken. Why does giving more money cause more corruption? You can join the EU and fill their markets with GMOs. I mean, that sounds... We should do what China did and join the not the IMF. Join the WTO and just flood the world with cheap products. That sounds like a positive way for us to move forward. You know, let's put some more money into like light industry. Like we'll put like 30 points into light industry. I think that seems okay. We'll import, let's say, 2 points into medicine. We'll import 1 point into industrial equipment. We'll import just a little bit. Nothing like too crazy. And then I think we'll be good on that. At least for the time being. We're still going to be making like 20 bucks a month, which is great. I mean, everything, people love that there's no corruption anymore. Afghan thaw. At the end of 1979, we entered Afghanistan, and we still cannot leave. A year and a half earlier, pro-Soviet officers of the People's Democratic Party of Afghanistan overthrew the Afghan government and declared the Democratic Republic of Afghanistan. Within the PDPA, a clear divide exists between the two factions, hidden only by their outward display of party unity. The moderates are the Apartheid faction and the radicals of the Khalik faction. The latter, who carried out the 1978 revolution and initiated radical reforms across all aspects of society, disrupting the traditional foundations of this largely rural country. Reforms led to a rise in opposition, as Afghan mujahideen began resisting the government. The Afghan government repeatedly asked the USSR to send troops to stabilize the situation, but Soviet leadership refused. Only at the end of 1979, when the country was led by Hafizul Amin, who overthrew his predecessor, and the situation in Afghanistan had reached a crisis due to his policies, did the USSR decide to deploy a limited contingent. Amin was deposed, and in his place, the previously disgraced Parchimist, Babarak Karmel, was installed. The Khaldists were sidelined from governing the country. Most countries condemned the troop deployment. Afghanistan's neighboring states, along with the US, began actively supporting the opposition. Since then, little has changed. The country remains in a grip of civil war, and the government is effectively run by our advisors. The DRA government controls only the major cities, while the Mujahideen operate freely in rural areas. It seems that resolving the issue through force is impossible. It is time to reconsider our policy in Afghanistan. But for this, we must rely on new forces and find a suitable candidate for the country's leadership. The current leader, Babarak Karmil, is passive and barely governs the country, preferring to fight internal party opponents. Nevertheless, he remains undoubtedly loyal to us. The second most influential figure in the Parchim faction is Mohammed Najibullah, the former head of intelligence, who is willing to negotiate with modern opposition groups to achieve peace. On the other hand, among the potential successors stands Mohammed Watajar, a caliph respected by both moderates and radicals for his honesty, his straightforwardness, and tolerance for dissent. One of our military officials described him as a patriot ready to fight for his homeland to the last drop of blood. However, some members of the military proposed resolving the problems through radical methods and put forward the candidacy of hardline Caliph Mohammed Ghuzabalzi, known for his decisiveness, brutality, and deep ties within the army. I mean, I think getting a moderate in there is not a bad idea. He stays literally his only negative modifiers. Relationship with NATO. So NATO will like us a little bit more. Pakistan will like us a little bit more. Special services go down a little bit. More pragmatism. Increases faction strength by 35. Afghan civil war. Control of government goes up by +1. NATO will like us even... Okay, so everyone hates us more, but that's kind of fine. We're losing 9.6 to fucking China right now. It's crazy. Give me someone who's pragmatic. After extensive debates, the Soviet government decided to send a clear message to the Afghan leadership. Babrak Karmel was no longer acceptable as either the leadership of the USSR or the political and economic elite of the DRA. During the PDPA Politburo meeting, Karmel, under pressure from evidence of his incompetence, as well as health issues, alcoholism, depression, and kidney failure, resigned from all positions. Mohammed Watajar, a pragmatic caliph and former minister of the interior, took over as head of Afghanistan. In his first televised and radio address to the nation, the new leader announced the start of a jihad against all deserters, bribe takers, and traitors within the DRA's bureaucracy and army, stating his sole goal as head of state was a triumph of socialism with Afghan characteristics in our homeland. Will he succeed in realizing his plans? Only time will tell. I mean, we're still absolutely losing. There's no doubt about that. But that's okay. Plus 42. So let's see. How are people actually feeling right now? Relationship with the player. Uzbekistan is not like the happiest member state here right now. But everyone else is still feeling pretty okay. Army loyalty is going down, but only like a little bit. Readiness is going up by a decent amount. China is still hate. We're going to get another negative China event like very, very soon. But we have cut down on bribery a lot. Envelopes for intelligentsia. We could pay them more. For every 10 over... I mean, where's law enforcement? We can bribe the generals more. I think we can go up to 30 on this. And not really have any penalties for that, as far as I can tell. And put one more point in civilian technology. That seems good to me. Are you playing as a reformer or a Stalinist or something in between? Right now we're playing as a conservative. So we're just kind of... We're basically doing like Brezhnev positions right now. We're mostly just trying not to die. We're trying to not having the country collapse. That's my goal number one, is to not blow up. Now, I will say, everyone within the Soviet Union are having negative modifiers. I'm assuming this is due to the fact that I'm no longer bribing everybody. But it'll come out, in the end, everything will be better. Strength of radical opposition is at 71. I'm assuming this goes up to 100, which is bad. Jews are everywhere. Despite the fact that the USSR was one of the initiators in the creation of the Jewish state, relations with Israel did not immediately take off in practice. It was seen that a significant number of Jewish politicians identified as leftist, yet the country rejected the socialist course in cooperation with the Soviet Union, turning ever more pro-American. In the mid-1950s, the USSR began actively cooperating with the Arab world, and after the Six Days Wars of 1967, even severed ties with Israel. After that, Finland represented the USSR's interest in Israel, while the Netherlands represented Israel's interest in the USSR. But contacts between the countries were limited to one issue: repatriation of Soviet citizens to Israel. Emigration from the USSR to Israel, to put it mildly, was not encouraged. And Israel itself, in the press, became portrayed as a symbol of fascism, an American puppet, and apartheid. Moreover, the latter was confirmed by UN General Assembly Resolution number 3379 in 1975, which recognized Zionism as a form of racism. In 1985, we began negotiations with Israel to resume relations. However, negotiations have evidently been very difficult. We must make concessions and demonstrate in practice changes to our policy towards Israel. It's time to start with the issue of the repatriation of Jews. Okay. To allow the repatriation of Jews to Israel. Everyone in the Arab world will like us less. We're going to lose the political power. United States will like us more. Israel will like us more. We get more support from the intelligentsia. We can just reject it, which it basically does the exact opposite. What else can we do? We have our own Israel, and even more. Let's invest in the Jewish Autonomous Oblast. Cost us $30, but we get a little bonuses off of it. Or we can intensify anti-Zionist propaganda. Arab world like us even more. Conspiracy theorists like us more. Civil activity -15. Political influence of a couple of leaders here. Strength of radical opposition. See, like, the strength of radical opposition, I mean, it looks bad. You know, we have our own Israel. Let's invest more in the Jewish Autonomous Oblast. For the second time, our country attempted to create its own Jewish state. In 1934, the Jewish Autonomous Oblast was established in the Far East as part of the Kazrov Krai, with its capital being in the city of Bir Bozidan. The authorities stimulated the resettlement of Jews to this uninhabited region and promoted the development of a Jewish culture. However, despite all the measures taken, Jews made up an insignificant portion of the region's population. Also, sorry, just 1 second here. I just want to make sure that, okay, good. After the relationship with Israel deteriorated, the policy of supporting the Jewish community was completely terminated. The proportion of Jews began to rapidly decline. The new government's decision is meant to finally, once and for all, resolve the Jewish question. According to it, the Oblast will be separated from the Kazrov Krai and transformed into its own independent subject of the Russian Federation. Significant funds have been allocated for resettlement and the organization of cultural life. Schools, clubs, theaters will be printed in Yiddish and Hebrew has been reactivated. Several thousand people have already applied for resettlement, although overall, citizens react with skepticism to the decision, considering that the government again steps on the same rake.